Hi, John Chisholm with Ember Learning, back at you again. It's a privilege to be able to interact with you here in the videos. I get some questions about the issue of learning how to have difficult conversations with a boss, or difficult conversations between myself and a business partner. And there's some very specific dynamics because of the strength of personality and the challenge of those types of conversations. I want to share some insights with you. This is the arena, it's like my wheelhouse. My consulting practice is really geared towards really strong personalities, helping them learn how to have difficult conversations. I have some insights for you. Let me share them with you. All right, so the first thing is, if you're going to be in a conversation with a business partner, or if you're in a conversation where you're going to talk to your boss, this one really takes some preparation. That you really need to think through, what is the purpose of the conversation? What am I trying to accomplish in it? One of the insights is in strong gifted personalities, people who are partners in a business, people who are the boss in a business, is that their lives are very complicated. There's things constantly coming at them. And as you approach them for a conversation, for a time with them, even framing it as a difficult conversation, what you're mainly going to be perceived as is another complication. Don't be surprised by that. Don't be put off by that. Understand that's their life, that's the world you're stepping in, which just means that you're going to have to be very much more pointed and prepared for the conversation. They're not interested in letting things ramble and build into it. If they're going to give you 15 minutes, they're going to want to get into the conversation as quickly as possible. So you need to be prepared for that. One of the things we ask you to do is, as you're thinking about difficult conversations, is the issue of what's the frame you have on the conversation. Are you trying to win an argument? Are you trying to get a point across, convince somebody that they're wrong? Or are you trying to strengthen the relationship? In this context, what are the relationship we're talking about? It might be a boss-employee, or it might be, hey, we're partners in this business model. Well, what we want to do is strengthen the ability to effectively work together. That's the frame on this conversation, is I want to do everything I'm doing tied back to that purpose, is I want for us to work more effectively together. That's a frame on it. So what are the key points that you want to communicate? What is the issue? Is this an acute manner that something happened last Tuesday that you want to process? Or is this a longer term issue of where there's a strained relationship or something about the business model that's really broke that you want to bring to the person's awareness? Those frames, those thoughts, you need to be well prepared. Not only that you have that thought, but that you have the support data about why you think that. Why do you believe that? What data can you bring that supports it? Maybe you need to do a little homework. Maybe you need to bring some numbers with you. Maybe you need to bring some really concrete examples with you. All of that stuff is going to be so much more helpful. The other thing is, you just need to gear up. You're going to be with a very strong personality. They're not there by accident. They're not a partner in a business, nor are they a owner in a business by accident. You just need to be ready for that. So just gear up for it. Don't be shocked by it, surprised by it, but it intensifies that issue of the sense of risk that I have as I step into it. I need to learn how to manage that risk. We talk to you a lot about that, Ember Learning does. And so here you're going to get to really practice that one in this issue. All right, so the first topic is be well prepared. Okay, now my second point now is, as now you're in the conversation, one of the things that's going to be really, really helpful is that you hold on to the point that I'm trying to strengthen the relationship. What do I mean by that? That means that we do a better job of effectively working together. Well, there's a thought that if you'll hold on to it will help you in the conversation, and that's the phrase, what's in the best interest of the organization? I have an opinion, they have an opinion, I have thoughts. There's things I like, there's things I don't like. Well, I can't frame it based on what I like or don't like. The frame and the driver in the conversation is what's really in the best interest of the organization. You and I working effectively together is in the best interest of the organization. And the topic I'm bringing up and what I want to talk to you about is I'm framing it in the best interest of the organization. And that frame is going to help me be stable, even though I'm talking to a really strong personality. And so I just want you hold on to that at all times in the conversation. It's going to really help secure you. Okay, so we're in the conversation. We've talked before, and there's even other videos about this issue of listening and how crucial it is. When you're talking partner to partner, or when you're talking with your boss, what you're going to find sometimes is you're going to have to be the responsible party for the issue of listening. Their brain is really bright, they process information really quickly, they're ready to move on to the next point, not always doing a great job of listening. I was 35 years old before I heard anything about listening. It was in none of my schooling. And so if you understand listening, that's a really good thing. You may have to be responsible for both parties. What I mean by that is you need to do a good job of reflecting back what I hear you saying. And at the same time, you may need to just ask them, hey, what did you just hear me say? And make sure that they're really hearing the points you're making. And if their summary really is far away from the point you're making, say, no, actually that's not what I was trying to communicate. Let me restate it. I'm sorry, I could maybe do a better job. Here's the point I'm trying to make. And so you're gonna force them to be reflective listening. Help them to make room for your thoughts by asking them to really do a better job of hearing you and really listening. Listening is not just ears, it's also eyes and heart. We talk about that in other videos. And so this piece on listening, you may need to be the responsible party on both sides to make sure healthy process moves forward in the conversation. Okay, so the next point I just want to make is also now just about bringing it to closure. What are we agreeing to? What are we not agreeing to? I want to encourage you. I talk a lot of times about there's certain conversations we got to give lots of space to. We need to give the chance to interact. I tell you what, with a high horsepower personality who's a very complicated life, there's a lot going on, your ability to have this long dialogue probably does not exist. You're gonna have to get into the conversation. You're gonna have to try and bring closure to it about what are we agreeing on. I'm going to make a proposal maybe about what I would like out of the conversation. I want to hear what do you think is best. I want to bring closure to it. You're going to have to do that a little bit faster with somebody who is your partner or somebody who is your boss. And so I just want you to be thinking about doing a good job of bringing it to closure and really getting agreement about what we've decided upon, which is so important. Now, as I share that idea with you, I just want to let you know about, we're in the middle of something right now. We're going to build a preparation checklist about how to have a difficult conversation. And I'm really excited about the tool. I think it's going to be a really powerful tool about walk this through this tool, fill in some of the lines, and you're going to be in a much better position to manage the conversation well. And so what I'd like to do is, we're not totally ready to distribute what we have yet, but if you would be willing, send me your email or email me, john@ember.group. And what I would do is I'd give you a pre-release of it. What we've got right now, you could interact with it. You could maybe give us some comments, but I'd be willing to just share that with you right now. If you would just send me an email requesting it, I will get back to you on that. And that way, again, we can just start dialoguing about it. I'd love to get some of your feedback on it. Just love this chance to share what we're doing. Ember Learning here is just excited about what's happening, and the group, the whole community we're building around this topic and all that's happening, the conversations that are happening. So we just look forward to more of it. Send me an email. Thanks.